Hello, my dear friends. Once more, welcome to another exciting edition of our program, Demystifying Academic Research. And in fact, we are not only demystifying academic research, we demystify issues of traveling abroad and issues of mental health. In this program of today, we intend to discuss on the topic of narcissism and the scriptures. Narcissism is spelled Narcissim. Narcissism and the scriptures. We want to actually understand what the scripture has to say when it comes to narcissism. Do you have any idea about who can be called a narcissist? Do you know somebody that has been described as a narcissist? Have you suffered from the hands of or from many narcissists? In this program of today, our joy is to diagnose the topic on narcissism and the scriptures and see where we can be of help to the narcissists themselves and also to their patients. You may be interested to ask yourself, you may be asking yourself, but oh my God, what is narcissism? Because it will not be fair for us to assume that everybody understands what is called narcissism. Let me give this illustration. I take my phone, this is my cell phone, and I go to where I can have a self picture, okay, where it is often called selfie. If I click there and the picture, you can see me in my own phone. The picture has myself, so I can see myself. This is called in modern technology selfie. I can look at myself and admire myself and tell about my physical appearance. Long, dear friends, before the coming of selfie in modern technology, ancient Greeks had many myths on the issue that we want to discuss about narcissism. One of those myths was the one that talks about a certain handsome guy. This guy was so super handsome and he was moving the earth looking for someone to love. As he was moving on the earth looking for someone to love, he could not find, and he kept moving and looking for someone to love. This guy's name was Narcissus. It is spelled Narcissus. Narcissus. So Narcissus kept moving in the earth. He was very handsome, looking for somebody that he can love. He came and he finally saw a nymph that was called Echo. Nymph, I like to spell it, is spelled Nymph. This nymph was called Echo, Echo. As he saw this nymph, he walked and looked at the nymph, and he himself rejected the nymph. To him, the nymph was not beautiful enough to be his girlfriend or his wife. Do you have some of those guys who have rejected a lot of girls, thinking that they are not up to their standard? Are you a girl that have rejected many guys, thinking that they are not up to your standard? The person you've gotten married to now, how many other suitors did you say no to? We be experienced cases where people have said no to us severally. I don't know if they have said no to you severally, or you have said no to other people. But let us see how it connects to the issue of narcissism and the scriptures. Dear friend, Narcissus rejected the nymph that was called Echo. In that process, he kept on searching for the right suitor. He came close to a river bank as he was moving along. Then he turned and saw an image in the river that to him was so good for him. He went closer to the image and he admired the image. Looking at the image, he was so obsessed by the image that he saw in the river. He was excited. I can imagine in his mind, oh my God, I finally met the person that I love so much. I finally met the person that meets my expectation. As he was dazzling into the water and looking and maybe like in a trance, looking at it, admire it, he has fallen in love with the image, struggling to go close to the water if you can touch the image. Unknown to him, it was his own image. There's a reflection. It was his image that he saw, but he never knew that it was his image. As we were going close to the water now, that's how he fell into the water. He fell into the water, drowned, and died. Now, it was not long, a certain flower, 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 grew from that spot that Narcissus died. The Greek, in their usual wisdom, named that same flower Narcissus in commemoration of Narcissus who died. Now, it is from this mentality of Narcissus, who was obsessed, excited, overmoved by his own self, that even drowned him, that the psychologists, psychotherapists coined the expression narcissism. You can now see understand the background that narcissism can be understood as that elevated, inflated, obsessed admiration for one's own self. But it doesn't end there. This admiration is at the exclusion of every other person. In other words, narcissists believe that it is either their way or the highway. Narcissism can be defined in the psychological terms. There it's seen as inflated, grandiose self-love, self-image. Look at self-image. When I say self-love, I'm reminded by what I often see in some people's status or YouTube channel. They will write there self-love, self-love, self-love. I remember I have a friend who is in Boya. I respect her so much that one day she put her pictures fully, many pictures, and she wrote under self-love. I took my phone and called her. I said, please, I'll be hearing this issue of self-love from many other persons. Since you are somebody I respect, let me ask you, what is self-love in reality? Do you know what he said? He said, Bukah, don't mind me, master. Man, just catching a cruise. Oh my God. My dear friend, that is how this idea of narcissism was developed from the narcissus obsessed excitement, move for him, his own self, that finally killed him. We intend to look at narcissism with the scriptures, and so we'll not only end with the word itself. We want to make it to have some Christian touch, so that we can be able to have some principles to move with. Therefore, we think that texts like 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2 to 5, Romans chapter 16, verse 17 to 20, and Titus chapter 1, verse 16 may be of great help to us as we will be digesting this topic of narcissism and the scriptures. My dear friend, have you experienced the situation of narcissism around you? Now you may ask yourself, what is wrong if somebody loves his or herself? What is wrong if somebody is excited about herself? In fact, you may ask me, Michael, do you mean you don't love yourself? After all, we are told that we should love our neighbor as we love ourselves. So what are you talking about, Michael? Good. The text did not say that we should love ourselves and exclude the neighbor. The problem with narcissism is that it is either their way or the highway. Put differently, narcissism believe that in a family, if their opinion is not heard or is not taken, no other opinion should be taken. In a spousal relationship, a marriage relationship, marriage setting, they believe that if it is not their opinion, the other spouse has no opinion. Now, at a job site, narcissism is seen when some certain authorities believe that they should be the ones to have the final say. Have you seen a place where there were some colleagues who are supposed to work in what we call esprit de corps, in a team spirit, in a camaraderie attitude. Yet, somebody will hijack the offices of the other person, become so authoritarian. Narcissism is seen in many politicians who will make promises when they need the votes of the electorates, but they know that some of the promises they are making they cannot deliver. But what is happening is that narcissism and narcissists believe that they have the ability to manipulate public opinions. That's why most often when narcissists do commit certain action, sometimes they are the first ones to call family members, call friends, call colleagues, to first of all present it in such a way that they look as if they are innocent. And if they call people who are naive, the people may take harsh decision based on what they have heard. They will not remember that no, but it is normal that let us listen to the other person and then make a comparative analysis. Most often than not, because of the push, the influence of narcissists, the people that they call will take decision without even listen to the other person. Narcissists always struggle to give the impression that they are the victim, whereas in reality, they are the predators. Narcissists will do things and then they give the impression that they are not the ones, or they try to blame the other person for not behaving a certain way. Narcissists are good at telling people what they should do, but they cannot tell themselves. Narcissists take their time to study situations, and that is why, and then they deal with the naiveness of people. Do you know that in religious settings, it's common to find narcissism and narcissistic tendencies? Why? Because people in the religious setting do not expect certain things, and so people accept certain things thinking that the other person is also as honest as them, whereas the narcissist in that setting is manipulating the situation. The other partner, the other person in a situation might think that, oh, the way I'm doing this thing innocent, that's how the other person is doing, whereas the narcissistic person is doing it deliberately, calculating every steps, and the other person will be swallowing it, thinking that is coincidence. For narcissistic tendencies, you realize that the idea to always manipulate opinions will be occurring over and over, and they are always quick to blame their victim or to tell their victim how their victim was supposed to behave for them to be peace or a solution. Narcissists are so many around us. Do you know anyone around you? Do you know, are you a victim of narcissism? Are you a perpetrator of narcissism? If you search your conscience, do you find that you have that tendency that it should only be your way or no other way? Do you think that nobody's opinion around is as good as yours? Do you always feel that, oh, if you don't do it, others cannot do it well? You might be walking towards narcissism. But many people really say that because somebody is proactive, pushful, may not mean that the person is being narcissistic. But where you can find narcissism is when the person that seems to be active does not want to take from others, want to dominate opinion, and thinks that only his or her opinion is the best. Do you know that some persons who are narcissistic do not even know that they have a problem, because narcissism is a problem. It's a disorder in character. In fact, they use the word, it is described as a personality disorder. People are not able to cope if their opinions are not taken. Narcissists do not know how to accept rejection. In fact, they don't take no for an answer. It disturbs them. Let me say there are two main types of narcissism. The one that we may call grandiose narcissism, and the one that we may call vulnerable narcissism. In this program, my dear friends, we are going to try as much as possible to diagnose each example as we progress. We're going to see how we can help ourselves. So please, if you find this program interesting, please share it. You don't know who you might be helping in a way or two. Please drop, if you have some questions, some comments to make, feel free to drop the questions or make the comment at the comment section. We are glad to come and make some more clarifications. If, my dear friend, you do not buy what we say, our opinions, equally drop your question, your reaction. Maybe you are better versed, better schooled in this topic compared to us. Because we are in that open world, we share ideas, and we also can learn from you just like you learn from us. It's a community of sharing ideas. Dear friends, let us be careful with the people we call our friends, the people we interact with, and show love to them, because it's by loving them that you can share some of these things for them to learn. Do you have a spouse that's narcissistic? Do you have a colleague that's narcissistic? Do you have a friend that's narcissistic? Do you live in an environment where people are behaving that way? You must just use this program to help them by sharing this topic with them. Share these channels where they are found. If you know a while ago where they are, forward it there. You may just help them, because I believe that we love our family members, we love our friends, we love our colleagues, we love the people we live with. We should not say we don't care. No. We should show love for them. I pray that as we continue the next program, we will handle a lot of questions. Where is narcissism coming from? Why are some people narcissistic? Is it upbringing? Is it environment? Is it education? And what is, you realize that some of the people who are narcissistic in some families are those that have the power of the purse. People are even scared to correct them because you might not have the help that you can have from him, he or she, especially if you come from a vulnerable family. But then, we cannot allow our narcissistic friends, loved ones, family members to continue, because they might get to where it will become their bus stop in a very funny way. It's good for us to help our family members, to help ourselves if we find the tendency of narcissism anywhere. And I pray that God will help us. Please, my name once more is Micheal Bukah, and I'm interested with you, with what concerns you and what concerns me. And I pray that as we share this channel, may we stand firm. Next time, we are going to continue to handle issues on narcissism, the various threats, how we can deal with people who are narcissistic, how we can help them, and how we can move forward in a community like this. We will always find them. So what do we do to cope in their presence? I pray that God bless us. Until when we meet again, stay safe and God bless you. I love you so much.